Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on this items menu. So here you can see when I press Y, I go to this items menu and here we see Y, X, A and 3 items. We don't have any actual data here, it's just the UI. So if I press B, we go back to the actions menu. So we have already worked on this scales and this aiming mode here, which allows us to aim different characters. But yeah, today we are going to work on these items. So we will have a separate camera angle for this too. Right now I'm reusing the same camera for scales, but we will do that in a separate episode. Today let's focus on the items widget itself. So before we get started, let me remind you that you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects I have done in my channel from my Patreon page. So once you become a member, you can access everything, all the project files of all thousands of projects I have done in my channel. And here is the full playlist. Everything is implemented from scratch and explained. You can follow these episodes and implement everything by yourself too. Right, now let's get started with today's episode. Right, so this is what we have developed so far. We have this aiming mode where we can aim, and we have this skills mode where we see the skills, and the next thing I want to work on is this items mode for Y. So first let's create the menu for the items, then we will work on the camera transition. Right, so for the menu, let's go to PP UI, and this is the reference we are using. So this is somewhat similar to this scale widget that we already worked on, this one. So we might be able to reuse this with some minor modifications. So I'm just gonna duplicate this skill button that we already created, and I'll name this WBP item button. And let's match the style. So this number is different. First, I'll change the font of that. It does not have a blue background. So let's change the color to white. Yeah. And instead of this skill name, I'll call it item name. And rename. Rename this text as well. And here we got the item name. This should be item description. The description of the effect of item usage. This should be right. Okay, what's this? This. We can use item name in place of this, and this variable. change this. Name, where else we have errors? Can't I find them? Oh, we can't change this. We do need this to have the same name, action name. So otherwise this binding is not working, because this is a bound action button, the child of bound action button. So we do need to keep the action variable action name. Right, now it's good. But we can still change this item name and item description. Okay, no more errors. What else? That's the default value of the item description. Oh, it's already this. I'll use this effects of the item. Right, now we can create a widget that contains 3 of these item elements, similar to this one. So let's see. Let's create a new user interface widget blueprint. I'll choose common activatable, no, base activatable widget. I'll choose this as the parameter WPP items. That's what I want to call it. And here let's add a canvas panel. And under this, let's add a vertical box. Under this, I'll add item button. Three of these. Okay. I'll set the size to content. Why is it already collapsed? Description is this hidden. Ah, it is collapsed, that's why. Oh, it's surface. I think this happens through code. Yeah, where do we call this? Ah, we have this option. Actually, this is not required for the item button, because we have this, because I duplicated the skill button. We don't really need that. Skill items, yeah, and we can see all the everything. And here let's add some spacing, padding the bottom. Yeah, be fine. First on, instead of x, I need to have y. This is x, fine. This is should be a. copy. And this should be somewhere like this. So why does this size keep changing? Let's disable this. And maybe 500 by 500. And then I'll set these individual items to left align and top align vertically. So yeah, now it keeps, so it still changes, but it should be fine in the game. You can check. So I'll anchor this to the middle and I'll give some angle to that. So to the top, middle, here, that maybe 100. Should be fine. We can change if it's not working. I give some shear. Maybe this is not needed, so that we have some somewhat similar effect as in here. So yeah, this is our widget. Do we need anything else? Oh, we do need these buttons, but I'm not planning to add them here, or at least right now. So yeah, I want to stop this episode right here because now we have the widget. So next time, let's integrate this into our character, and that means when I press Y here, I should go to the items menu. Actually, why not we do that right here? Yeah. So in the actions button, in the actions menu, press the actions, yeah, here. Yeah, let's go. I have a Y, and similar to this, let me copy the same thing. Instead of M should go here, and items should come here because I'm going into items now. So, and then here instead of range attack, I need to activate items. And in the items, when I go to items, here, similar to this skills menu, I need to have two things. This unactivated, I need to set the camera mode, but right now I don't need to do that. Maybe I'll just use the same skill camera. And back on the back input action, I need to go back to actions menu. So I'll copy these two things to the items menu. Yeah. Let's see. Why? Yeah. Now we have the scale. Now we have actually this should be item name. Sorry. I should rename that. Let's change the item name to, instead of skill, item. Save. So here is final result. Here we have this item name, and go back here. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this episode right here. Next time we will set up a separate camera that rotate that we see the character in this angle when we go to the items menu. So thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available for download here in the Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments. See you in the next episode. Goodbye.